guys, Mega Gig back with another video. We are switching gears and we are playing the monk again today, and this is a build I've been looking forward to for quite some time. And I had to get a one of my legendary gems leveled up a little bit so I could do this build. Got it to rank 25, got it actually to rank 32. So we're going to go through this build. This is a very fun build, and I don't really know what it's capable of in terms of pushing greater rifts, but it's definitely fun in terms of farming and so on. And I'm sure you can push greater rifts if you really, push the gear and learn the build. It's a fairly easy build to play, but it'd probably take a while to master, kind of like a lot of the builds to really get good at. So it's the Sunwuko's Soul set is the main set that you need. We're using 5 pieces, as you can see: the shoulders, legs, neck, hands, and torso. We are not using the head, therefore we're using a Ring of Royal Grandeur, of course. We'll go over that in a minute. So we'll just start at the bottom here and we'll go up to the top. So somebody mentioned the other day in the comments that I butcher the names of things. You're right, and I'm definitely going to butcher these names, so hang in there. And somebody else is always talking about how messy my my inventory is. Well, I'm completely out of inventory space. I know I need to clean the stuff up, but I'm looking for more gear for my other characters too, so it's really hard to keep this stuff clean and have all the sets at the same time. But anyways, on to the build. Of course, we're going to have green or imperial emeralds, not imperial, whatever the giant emeralds are. We're going to have emeralds in for critical hit damage in the weapons. And the first one we need is Kairoshiro's Blade, and its passive is it increases damage of Wave of Light by 150% when the initial impact of your Wave of Light hits 3 or fewer enemies. The damage is increased to 241%. So that's really nice, since this is a Wave of Light build, which we'll be going over the skills later on. The boots, you're going to want the crudest boots so you can have 2 mystic allies at once. A crystal fist for your other weapon. Dashing strike reduces your damage taken by 40%, or a whatever percent that it rolls. I think 40% is the... no, 50% is the highest. Okay, so if you can get 50%, that's great. I've only got 40%, which is on the low end. But dashing strike, which we're also going to be using, so it reduces your damage for 6 seconds, which is great. The pants are the Sunwuko's leggings, and I'm just running dexterity gems in there. Once you get higher, once you start pushing higher, you'll probably want to switch those out to diamonds. Same for the chest. The first ring we're going to be using is a Unity, which our Scoundrel also happens to have. And in that we have a Bane of the Stricken for the stacking damage. You could probably switch this out for something else, seeing as, well, at least on the lower levels, you could switch it out for something like Bane of the Powerful or something like that. But just for the sake of this video, we're doing a Bane of the Stricken. And then in our other ring, which is a Ring of the Zodiac, we are using a Bane of the Trapped. And then for the belt, we are using a Kiyoshiro's Soul. I'm trying. Kiyoshiro's Soul. Sweeping Wind gains 2 stacks every second. It does not deal damage to an enemy, and that's going to be very important pertaining to our Sweeping Wind, which we'll go over in a minute as well. And then we're using Pinto's Pride, so I guess in Spanish that'd be Bean's Pride, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, Wave of Light also slows enemies by 80% for 3 seconds and deals an additional 146% damage. So that is great. I haven't re-rolled, by the way, I haven't re-rolled any of the stats on any of these things. So if you see some stats, for instance right there, lightning skills, yeah, I haven't re-rolled that because this isn't a, I haven't gotten to where I've been able to push with this build yet. I've just finally got the gear together and I wanted to try it out, and it's a lot of fun. So then onto the chest, we've got the Sunwuko's Soul, and then the Sunwuko's Paws. On the gloves, the shoulders again, Sunwuko's Balance, And the final piece of Sunwuko's is the Sunwuko's shines, and that is the amulet. And then we've got a Zell's Stone of Vengeance in there. Your damage is increased by whatever level this is going to be by some percent for every 10 yards between you and the enemy hit, maximum of 32%. But of course, both of those increase as you level up the gem. Also, at rank 25, 20% chance to stun the enemy for 1 second. And that's going to be very important because of our helmet here, or our Spirit Stone. Wave of Light is now cast at your enemy, so it's casting at a range rather than right on you. So that stone comes in handy and is very important. So that is the gear. Paragon points. We are running max out movement speed and spirit, and then we're running dexterity. Of course, I have everything else maxed out. You probably still want to go for critical hit chance, damage, cooldown reduction, and then attack speed in that order. And then in this, probably resist all life regeneration, and armor. You might be able to swap life and life regen in those orders. And then, of course, life per hit, resource cost reduction, or life per hit, area damage, resource cost reduction, and gold find. And actually, for this build, you might want to do resource cost reduction first because it's pretty heavy on resources. On the skills, we are using Wave of Light, Explosive Light, which is why you can see it explodes all around, and it deals 830% weapon damage as fire. So as I was talking about earlier on my bracers, I'd like to re-roll that lightning damage as fire. We're using Blinding Speed on Dashing Strike. Gain 40% increased dodge chance for 4 seconds after using Dashing Strike. So again, that's just going to make us more tanky after using Dashing Strike. And it lasts for 6 seconds. Well, that dodge chance lasts for 4 seconds. The other buff lasts for 6 seconds. So we're going to want to be dashing around quite a bit. We're using Sweeping Wind Inner Storm, which as long as you have a vortex, as long as your vortex is at 3 or more stacks, you gain 8 spirit per second, which is really nice because we're going to be spending a lot of spirit because Wave of Light costs 75 spirit per cast. Next is Mystic Ally. We are going to run the Air Ally, and because of the boots that we're running, we have 2 Air Allies, and so that allows us when we activate that we gain 100 spirit, and then we also get the passive effects of the ally. Epiphany Desert Shroud is next, again just for more toughness. And then Mantra of Salvation Agility. And then we are using Seize the Initiative. Dealing damage to enemies above 75% life increases your attack speed by 30% for 4 seconds, so that's really nice. Beacon of Yitar, obviously for the cooldown reductions. Harmony, 40% of your single element resistances from items instead increases resistances to all elements, so obviously that's just buffing us up more. And then near death experience to kind of save us like a cheat death. And then in the cube we are running a furnace, and we are running a cinder coat, and we are running a Ring of Royal Grandeur because we only have 5 pieces of the Sunwuko's soul set. You can swap the furnace out for what was it? I don't remember what it was. Envious Blade, I think, was actually one, and because we're going to be at range, we're going to be at full health a lot of the times. Flying Dragon may have been another, I don't know, but I just choose to go with the furnace more often than not. It really kind of depends. There are variations on this build. I'm not going to make a video over every single variation. I just wanted to do kind of a video over the overall build and what kind of works best with it, or from what I've seen. There are my stats that you can see currently, and then I'll scroll down and give you a look at those stats as well. And I think that's it. Let's recap. We went over the gear, the Paragon points, the skills, and the cube. So we are on we're on T10 right now. I'm just going to do a actually, why don't we just go ahead and run a Greater Rifts? let's run a T10, T11. Let's run a T11. That way we can have a chance to upgrade our gems some more. I think we can do a T11, alright. We'll see. We shall see. So we've got our allies up. We're ready to go in. And go ahead and get your stack on that. And, oh yeah, we just murder stuff. And keep in mind, I just got all the gear for this set. And my monk isn't near as high as my I want to say my berserker, my barbarian. Yet here he is tearing up T11 like nothing. And remember, you want to try and keep range between you and your enemies. If you ever run out of if you run out of spirit, just pop your mystic ally. And so I probably could have gone with something like T13 on here. Because, wow, this is just tearing it up.
I don't have enough spirit.
So it's really a fun build, and it's really unique for the monk to have a ranged build, because he's not a ranged champion, obviously. He is a melee champion, much like the barbarian and the crusader. So to have a ranged build really feels unique. Wow. And the fact that I'm tearing up T11 on a greater rift like this is actually quite funny to me. I did briefly play around with the build when I finally got the stuff, just so I would know a little bit of what I was doing. And I did not expect it to be, you know, this good. I mean, T11's not, Rift 50 isn't that hard, but with completely unoptimized gear tearing through it like this, I'm actually quite surprised. So yeah, I don't know, I don't really know how well it would work for greater rifts. I'm certainly going to try it. I'm going to give it a shot and see how I can push, you know, later on with greater rifts when I really start playing my monk more. Of course, I've been focusing a lot on my barbarian lately, and between that and school, I hadn't had a ton of time to play any of them. But I did finally graduate college, so now I've got a little more time to focus on my channel, which is really nice.
I will not do that.
And we're just nuking. So yeah, on speed runs and things like that, I would recommend switching out Bane of the Stricken for a Bane of the Powerful or something like that, because we're just murdering stuff. Where's the Rift Guardian? There he is. Yeah, so that was almost too easy, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the build. And excuse the pronunciations. Please excuse the inventory mess. But I wouldn't expect it to be cleared up anytime in the immediate future, either of them. But thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and a comment down below. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe if you want to see more. I do surely appreciate it. A little over a week ago, I said I just hit 400 subscribers. I'm already on target to hit 500 subscribers probably in another week or so if I keep up this same pace that I'm at. So I really do appreciate it, guys. And thanks for watching, and more good stuff to come. Take care, guys.